Welcome to my first ever cooking episode. I like to cook. I cook a lot. I know you guys usually see me doing microgreens or working on cars or whatever, but I also cook, and I figured why not show you guys some cooking. So today I'm going to be making some chili, and interesting thing about that is my wife and kids are gone for the next couple nights. They're on a little vacation, and for some reason whenever they leave I make chili. I don't know why. I can't make sense of it, but a couple things usually happen when they leave. I make chili or I cook something, and I usually have a fire, but it's really hot right now, so I don't think I'll be doing the fire, but you never know. Things could get pretty crazy. So I'm going to show you what I have. It's going to go in this chili. Got a little tenderloin, a little filet. That's going to go on the grill. Got about just about a pound of hamburger. Got pepper, garlic powder, cumin, cayenne pepper, salt. I've got some Mexican seasoning. I usually just throw in like whatever I think will be good. And then I have a packet of, you know, regular chili seasoning. It's usually kind of a good starter. I've got 2 cans of sauce, tomato sauce. I've got 2 cans of this Rotel. This is a hot stuff. It's got habanero peppers in it. Got 2 cans of that. Got 2 cans of kidney beans. And unfortunately, I'm not crazy about this brand. I can tell you about that. Those came from Dollar General, and it's Clover Valley, and it's totally fine. But if you ever go into a Dollar General and you look at the Clover Valley stuff, you'll notice almost every package in there will say made with scientific engineering or GMOs or whatever. I'm not like an advocate for or against that, but if I had the choice to buy something that's non-scientifically engineered, then I'm going to buy the stuff that's not. But unfortunately, that's what they had. And this particular stuff, it doesn't say that on it. This is just, it's regular kidney beans and a light syrup. Got myself a pepper, just a regular green bell pepper, and I've got myself an onion. So I'll dice those up. Got my cutting board, got a nice purple knife. It's nice if your knives are colorful, it really helps the way they cut. Spatula, spoon, plate. Can't remember why I got the plate, but I got the plate. Got this little tin here. I'm gonna cook my hamburger on my pellet grill in that. And then I'm just gonna throw the tenderloin right on there too and just get it mostly cooked, and I'll dice that up. We're gonna need something else too, maybe some sort of a hot pepper. Let's go in the hydroponic greenhouse and see what we got out there. So everything in this greenhouse has just been going wild. These are the peppers we'll be using. They're called garden salsa hot pepper. I told you in an earlier video they were much hotter than I expected. So I'll dice up 2 of those, and those will go in the chili. But while we're in here, I'll show you how things are doing. My habanero is doing fantastic. All these bell peppers are doing awesome. Starting to get some pretty decent sized peppers. You know, nowhere near harvest ready, but they're like doubling in size every day, it seems like. And my hydroponic cantaloupe is really kind of going wild. I meant to trellis this up, and I still might. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I do have a lot of little cantaloupes on here. That one's about the diameter of a quarter. But there's I think I counted the other day, there was at least 10 of them on here, and there's probably a lot more than that. Got some other peppers doing really good. These are the ones that were basically dead, but the hydroponics really brought them back to life. Alright, so let's get these peppers cut off, and I'll bring these over to the table and make our chili. Alright, now we got our hot peppers here. So those will get diced up. Well, I got this big bacon pan, aluminum foil pan, and I'm going to try to just put the chili in that, and I'm going to actually cook the chili on the pellet smoker. Get a nice smoky flavored chili. Or pellet grill. I'll be taking all these cans inside, and I'll be pre-opening them. I got an electric can opener in there, and it's unfortunately the only can opener I have. I'm going to take my hamburger, I'm going to dump it in this tray here. I'm going to cook that on the pellet grill. Crank it up a little. I've never cooked hamburger like this on the pellet grill, but I don't really feel like being inside right now. I'm not going to bother seasoning any of the meat because I'm going to have so much seasoning in the chili. It's going to cook for a couple hours at least on the grill. So I don't think I really need to add anything extra. And this tenderloin, it could probably just be diced up and thrown right in the chili, but I'd like to give it a little bit, you know, cook it probably to a rare state, maybe medium rare. Dice it up then, if I can get into it. Alright, let's do some cooking here. I understand top of my head's kind of cut off, but you know, whatever. Tripod that I made works great, but it only works so great. So we're going to dump in our sauce. This is a 15-ounce can. Why am I making so much chili? I don't know. I'll freeze it if I don't eat it all. So it's 2 cans of that. 2 cans of the kidney beans, which are also 15.5 ounce. Leave the juice in it. And then the habanero rotel with diced tomatoes and habaneros. It's always kind of hit or miss when you see something like this. Like I was kind of hesitant to put 2 cans in just in case it is really hot, but I highly doubt that it is. I mean, it's never that hot. There's probably like a tiny bit of habanero in there. Those jalapenos and less than 2% of habaneros, so it's not going to be hot. We'll dump all that right in there. Set that aside a little bit. Let's cut up our the hot peppers from the garden. Cut the top off. And then I'm going to just cut it right down the middle. Don't want the pieces to be too big. They will break down a little bit. But I don't want them to be so small that they disappear either. In the chili it goes. I want all the seeds in there and everything because I don't want to waste that heat. Grab another one. Alright, we should probably check on that steak and hamburg, see how that's doing before I dice up the onion and the other pepper. Hamburg's cooking up fantastic. Let's give our filet a little flip if I can do it without losing it. Oh yeah, that's cooking perfectly. Break up this hamburger a little bit. back to slicing and dicing. Let's dice up this onion. Probably not going to use the whole thing. Cut about half of it. Save the other half for something else. The onion, just like the peppers, it'll break down as well. Watch me demolish this onion here. Saw this thing circulating on Facebook the other day about how a bunch of people that they checked out, they didn't know how to dice an onion. And I didn't even watch it, but I saw that it was circulating, and I thought that was kind of funny, because I'm like, I can dice it, but I don't really follow any special procedure. This isn't how I normally do it. I actually normally cheat. I take the onion on the side after I cut it off. And what I normally do is I put a bunch of slits in it, both ways, and then I slice it, and they come out diced. I don't know why I didn't do it that way this time, but... Alright, those are small enough for me. Wife wouldn't like that. She's not a big fan of big pieces of onions, but I don't mind it. Let's hack up this pepper. In the chili it goes. So now we've got everything but the meat in here. Let's go ahead and give it a mix. Let's start dumping in our seasoning. It's gonna be one heck of a good chili. If you got pointers, tips, whatever, definitely let me know. And if you do enjoy it, subscribe, and maybe I'll make more of them. Let's put some pepper in there. Garlic powder. Put the garlic powder right to it. Don't be afraid of it. I wanted to use fresh minced garlic, but I'm all out. Some cumin. I like to put that right to it too. The cumin really adds that, to me, the kind of the Mexican flavor to it. It really kind of drowns out the tomato, so it's not so tomatoey. Cayenne pepper, because we already put a bunch of hot stuff in there and we just want to be sure that it's hot enough. Dump that right in there too. And then I've got this, like I said, Mexican seasoning. It's not made for chili. Don't know what it's made for necessarily. Probably tacos or something. But we'll dump a bunch of that in there because we have it, so why not? Some salt to taste. Oh, it's starting to look like chili and it's starting to smell really good too. That's gonna be good stuff. Got my hamburger here. To drain it, I'm just gonna kind of let it drain off the spatula. A little extra fat in there is not a bad thing anyways. It's grilled up really nice being in this pan. Seems like a pretty good way to brown up some hamburger. Should have some nice smoky flavor to it. And grab the steak now. It's one nice looking fillet. It's probably rare, medium rare, but it's gonna cook in the chili. And it should like fall apart in there. Actually, this is medium. Cooked more than I thought. We'll eat these nice big chunks because it's filet mignon. You don't want to destroy it. All right. Just gotta mix this all up, all our meat in there. Got my pellet grill set for 350 degrees. That's what I cooked the meat at. And I think that's what we're gonna cook this chili at as well. If it gets too smoky, I'll put foil over the top. Alright, we're about an hour into this cook. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, it's starting to boil. Good looking chili. Gonna cook it for probably another hour or so. Let the peppers and onions really kind of break down. Let the meat get really tender. Start falling apart. Oh yeah. Coming up close to 2 hours now. It's looking amazing. It's really thickening up. Peppers and onions have pretty much softened up to where I want them to be. Say that's about done. It's gonna be some good stuff. This ended up being some pretty badass chili. One of the best chilies ever made in my opinion. It was pretty spicy. Kind of hard to see in the shadow. Brought some over to my mother. She lives next door to me. My parents both do, but my father's away, my wife's away. My brother-in-law stopped in and he had some, and was a little bit too spicy for my mother, but she ate it. I had a decent sized bowl of it, and it wasn't hot in my mouth, but it made my head sweat like crazy, which is great. I like that. So the rest of that, I'm gonna pack it up into some containers and freeze it, so it'll be there when I want it later. with that, thanks for watching the first ever episode of Cooking with Corey. And if you liked this, subscribe and comment. And based on your comments, maybe I'll make more episodes like this. Thanks for watching.